Well, what you're getting ready here, well, it's such a perversion. It was such an intrusion into my marriage to your mother, Ian, Isaac, Christian, Katya, by your grandfather, Papon, into my marriage bed. Unbelievable. Your mother says to me, you can't spend the night here because one of the conditions for me getting the house, and at that time I don't, I think at that time for a number of months she was going to be getting it for free. So in a sense, here we go again. Is your mother going to stand up for righteousness and all that, or is she going to go into the perversion, the abomination? Well, I'll let you decide what she chose. I'll let you anyway. He goes, my father told me that one of the conditions for me having the house is that you and I could not sleep together in that house, that we could not have sex. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Mm. I haven't thought about this one in quite a while. What a perversion. What a perversion. My goodness. Unbelievable. Well, kind of like when the judge said, despicable Judge Cantrell to your mother about taking out the false report instead of standing up for righteousness, instead of saying to your this is what she should have said. How dare you enter into my marriage? How dare you make that a condition for me to stay here? Where are you coming from? But no, just like your mother for all the years of the marriage, she never stood up for our marriage to your parents. She always took their side, no matter what. The attacks, everything. Nothing. Nothing. Your dad knows about this stuff, Ian. He went through it too. I know exactly what Michael went through. Boy, do I. I went through a lot more than Michael, I believe, but naturally, but I don't know. Maybe not. I think so. Anyway, what a perversion. All I can say is this. For all the Busquets that are listening to this, the day of the judgment of your Father, when that day happens, mm, wow, unbelievable. He entered into our bedroom, so to speak, spiritually, into our wedding bed, into our marriage bed, and said, you can't have sex with your husband. Oof. I'm going to church on Sunday. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh Lord, bless me, bless me, bless me. Papon with Mina and all this garbage. Wow, what a hypocrisy! What a hypocrisy! So my question, Ian, is very simple. Does Isaac, Katya, Christian know this? Do they know this about their grandparents? Because remember, the decision made by the head also covers the bride. That means that that decision by your grandfather is a decision also by your grandmother. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Listen, when I told this, shared with this in counseling with Frank Sullivan, Tom Dillingham, I mean everyone, including even Carmen Gill, despicable Carmen Gill, they were blown away. They had never in all their years of ministry ever, ever, ever encountered such an abominable intrusion into the marriage bed of a husband and a wife by a parent. They've encountered parents that, got in and messed up marriages, but not like this. Not like this. Wow. All I can say this to the Busquets is, especially to Papon, let me tell you something. Your day of judgment is drawing near. Is there a way out of this for you? Sure there is. Sure there is. Or is there? I don't know. You succeeded in what you tried to do from day one when you told Ian not to ever dare call him Papa. You succeeded. Took 14 years to destroy my marriage, but you succeeded. But in that success, you have damned yourself to hell. That's scriptural. That's scriptural. You know what? When I talked to Frank Sullivan and all the other pastors in relation to this, I said, "What would you have done?" He said, "Well, number one, I would have helped him. I would have helped my daughter with her husband. And there's no way in hell that I'm going to. Well, they didn't use hell, so there's no way in the world that I'm going to interfere in their marriage. I'd counsel them and all that." And I said, "What would you do if your daughter came that and said wants to leave her husband when there's no scriptural reason?" You know what Frank Sullivan told me? He said, "She ain't staying here. I tell her get back to her husband. Get back to your husband." He says, "No way in the world that he would give her support or anything like that when there's no scriptural basis whatsoever for the divorce. That she just wants to leave because, like Mighty Soul, your mother told me, I want to be free. I want to be free. Oh, I want to be free. I want to be free. Hallelujah. Praise Jesus." Incredible. What abominations. Can't sleep with your husband. If you do, I'll take the house. You cannot have sex with him. Wow. Wow, man. Do any of you get this? Wow. This is why now I understand today. When we first arrived in Tulsa, and your parents, Papona, they wanted us to come and this, that. We were concerned because we knew how they were. But it sounded so good on the phone, lip service. Come, oh, you can stay here. James can work out of the house. Yes, come, we want you here. Da, 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 da. Well, Mighty Soul and I had talked about that, about coming to Tulsa and staying with with her parents and all that. But it sounded good. It sounded legitimate. It sounded legitimate. But I tell you, it didn't take long before the true nature of Papon especially came out. Now we're getting ready to go to another video, so we're going to have to be stopping this one, so to speak, because um, okay, all right. Anyway, we're getting ready to go to the next one, so I'm just going to stop it. But I'm going to go into why it was and what happened when I first arrived in Tulsa that we had to leave Papon's house. We got kicked out. We got kicked out. Okay. Coming up next.